welcome to our cooking class once again, you guys. It's about to get really fun and interesting. As you can see, we're about to learn how to make buttermilk pancakes. We are not going to waste time at all. We are starting immediately, okay? So now, these are the ingredients you're going to be needing for your pancakes. Very simple ingredients. I'm going to be showing you guys one by one exactly what these ingredients are. So let's start with this one. I'm using margarine, and we're going to turn it into a melted margarine. Okay, so you can use butter, you can also use margarine. We're going to be melting this margarine very soon because we need to use it in our recipe. So we'll melt it and set it aside. We need some flour. This is your normal all-purpose flour, meaning that you can go to any baking shop and tell them you want flour, and it's just a cup of flour, and this is the cup that I used, okay? 250 ml cup to measure this flour. Now, apart from this flour, we're also going to be needing this flavor. This is optional. It's called vanilla flavor, right? It comes in different flavor. There's chocolate, there's vanilla, but this is the one we're going to be using. So this is salt. I'm using just a pinch of this salt. I'm not using all of this salt. This is sugar as well, okay? And we're also going to be needing some milk, right? Liquid milk. But instead of using just normal liquid evaporated milk, we're going to be turning our powdered milk into liquid. That is your normal pig milk, cowbell milk. We're going to be turning that. Then we also need one simple egg, and some vinegar. Now this vinegar, because we're making buttermilk pancake, that's why we're using this vinegar. So you can either use vinegar or lemon juice. Don't worry, we'll get to that part later. And of course, we also need some butter to dilute the milk. Now we're going to start by melting the butter, because I don't want anybody to come and say, this spices melted butter. How do I get it? This is how to melt your butter. Just place your pan on medium heat, low to medium heat. Put the butter or the margarine inside it, and then just leave it. It will melt automatically like that. Because of the heat from the pan, so it's going to melt, and that is how you make your melted you guys melted butter. Then you set it aside. Now we're going to continue with the rest of our ingredients, and this one is our milk. We're going to be diluting this milk, and this is just 1 to 2 tablespoons. Don't worry, you guys, I'm going to attach the full ingredients of this recipe to the video, okay? So this is just a cup of water. I'm diluting with about 2 to 3 tablespoons of milk, depending on how milky you want your pancakes to be, right? But 2 to 3 tablespoons is okay. So just dilute it. And now to make buttermilk, okay? So you are literally turning this milk now into buttermilk, and to do that you need a cup of milk, and you're going to add like 1 tablespoon of either vinegar or lemon juice, okay? Vinegar or lemon juice for you to make buttermilk pancake. Now you can get this buttermilk package like in supermarkets, right? So if you go to the supermarket, you can just tell them you want to buy buttermilk. It's already packaged. But if you don't have that option, you can just do it by yourself. It is very easy, and you would know that your buttermilk is buttermilking when the milk starts to coagulate like this. Can you see? It's looking as if it has cocoa inside the milk. Your buttermilk is ready. Now you're going to set the milk aside, and we're going to continue our pancake process, okay? Now our powdered ingredients, right? So we're going to start with the flour, the all-purpose flour, and we're going to be sifting this flour. The reason why you sift your flour is not just to maybe remove dirt or anything, it's to just bring the flour together so that the flour can be lighter for you to use, right? Okay, so we're also going to be sprinkling a little bit of salt, just a pinch of salt, just a pinch, not too much, okay? Now we're also going to be adding some sugar, and then you guys, the most important ingredient I didn't show you guys earlier on is baking powder. Baking powder. So we're going to be adding about 2 teaspoons of this baking powder to the dry ingredients, and then this baking powder, we are using this baking powder so that our pancake can be very fluffy. So if you like fluffy pancakes, okay, just make sure you add a little bit of baking powder to your pancake ingredients. It's going to come out very fluffy. Now we're going to just shake all of the dry ingredients together into a bowl. So this right now is called sifting the flour. So we are sifting the flour into a bowl gently. Now as soon as we are done with that, we are now going to start combining the wet ingredients. We're going to start adding the wet ingredients. So usually when you are making any baking recipe, combine the dry ingredients separately, combine the wet ingredients separately, and then just bring them together so that it can give you a very nice result. So now this is our egg. Because we want our pancake to be very fluffy, we're going to separate the egg white from the egg yolk. And to do this, you're going to drill a tiny hole in the egg with a fork, with a knife, with a spoon. Okay, now you're going to just the way I'm currently doing it, just so that the egg white alone can come out from the egg and not the egg yolk, because we still want the egg yolk to still be inside the egg. So right now we just want the egg white to come out. We just want it to come out. Okay, so this way our egg white is already coming out. If you're an expert, you can just break the egg into two and then use your hand to just sift the egg white from the egg yolk. That is if your egg is still very fresh and your egg yolk is still very intact. I don't know if you get to understand what I'm trying to say. Okay, so now our egg white is in our bowl. Now we are going to whip this egg white with an hand mixer. If you have a fork, you can do this. It's just that you have to be ready to use your energy, your strength, and your muscle to do it for a long time. Okay, but it's going to work. But if you have an hand mixer like this, and I feel like an hand mixer is something that even if you don't have it, you should try to get one, because it just makes your work really easier. I think this particular one I got it for around 7,000 naira Nigerian currency. Okay, so it's not that very pricey. So now we have whipped our egg white and it is stiff like this, so we're going to set it aside. Now we're going to start combining our wet and our dry ingredients. We're starting with the milk, not just the milk, the buttermilk. We're going to pour it in, then we're going to add some flavor. The flavor is optional. If you don't like it, you can just keep it out. Okay, now we're going to add the remaining egg yolk. Okay, then we are going to mix it together gently. Pancakes, you don't need to over mix, because if you over mix, your pancakes will just come out dry and boring and not fluffy at all. We're also going to be adding the melted butter, the one we melted earlier. We're going to be adding about 2 tablespoons of this butter in our batter. Okay, so we have mixed together. Our batter is already coming together nicely. Now we are going to add that egg white, the one we whipped earlier. We're going to add it in. This egg white is going to make a pancake very fluffy, extra fluffy. If you like your normal pancakes, not to be fluffy, you can just skip this part and just put both the egg white and the egg yolk in just like that in one piece. But if you like extra fluffy pancake, this method is like the best method for you to achieve that. So just put it in and then mix it in. Like, don't over mix. Just, even if there's cocoa, there are lumps in your batter, it doesn't matter, it's going to melt. Okay, so now you're going to get a pan, a non-stick pan preferably. And with a non-stick pan, you don't even need to grease your pan. I don't grease my pan at all. Okay, so because it's a non-stick pan, it's not going to stick. Now we are going to take out our batter with a small cup, with a spoon, with whatever you have, and you're going to slowly pour. Now, the trick to achieving the perfect round pancake is to start from the middle. So when you're pouring, don't just pour around. Just stay in one position. See the way I'm doing it. Start from the middle point. The pancake is going to spread to the other areas, right? So that way you can achieve a very nice and a perfect round result. Then you're going to cover it. Reduce the heat to the lowest. Let the heat be coming from the under. Small. It should not be too much, okay? If not, your pancake will burn, because mine almost did, you guys. So we are going to flip this pancake now. And for us to know that the pancake is okay to flip, you start seeing bubbles. Can you see? See the bubbles? The small, tiny hole on top of the pancake. Now, at that time, you would know that your pancake is ready to flip. But at this point, I left it for too long. So, see you guys. it was almost looking burnt, but yeah, this is still perfect. This is still good. This is clean and nice. So yeah, flip to the other side, leave the other side to fry as well for a few seconds, and then it is ready. Then we're going to do the same thing for the remaining batter. Can you guys see the way I'm slowly pouring this from the middle point? Just stay one point and then slowly pour. Slowly, don't be in a rush, okay? Don't be in a rush. All right, so now for the second batter, we're also going to close our pan and then leave this to slowly cook through. And the reason why we're closing the pan is so that the pancake will not come out raw. It's going to cook every corner will be well cooked. Now there are bubbles on top of our pancakes. It's ready for us to flip. Okay, slowly. This one is not bad. Okay, so now our pancakes are almost ready. So you guys, let me just quickly add that these measurements can give you about 4 medium-sized pancakes, this size. So the measurements for this recipe will give you exactly 4 medium-sized pancakes. So if you want more, it means that you have to double the measurements. Okay, so now we have our pancakes. We are going to now garnish it with some fruit. This one is just serene, it is optional. Please, you can start eating it the way it is, as it is hot. But if you maybe want to serve somebody and you just want to make it look pretty, just get some fancy fruits, strawberries, blueberries, grapes. This is optional. Okay, you can use banana, you can use your normal local fruit, you can use pawpaw if you like pawpaw. You can use what I'm thinking of a fruit. You can use just anything you like, and then you're not going to add some syrup. This is called pancake syrup, and you can get this from any supermarket, ShopRite and Co. Just tell them you are looking for pancake syrup. They have different brand. This is the brand that I saw. Not like I use it all the time. I just saw it and I picked it up. So you can use any brand of syrup. Okay, now you're going to now drizzle. You are going to drizzle the syrup slowly on top of the pancake. Well, I know someone might want to ask that, why are we using the syrup for the pancake? What is the work of the syrup? Okay, so syrup is just normal water, sugar, flavor, coloring, whatever it is that they added. So it's quite sweet. So now, because we didn't add a lot of sugar to the pancakes, the syrup is going to help you to enjoy the pancake. Okay, or else you just end up eating your pancake as dry and as maybe almost not too sweet as a normal pancake should be. So the syrup is just like stew on top of rice. Okay, and with that, we have come to the end of this pancake video. Please feel free to ask your questions. I'm available 247 to answer you at any point. Okay, I'm also going to be attaching the full list of the ingredients to this video. Okay, bye guys.